What's happening? Coach Chris G back with you in this mini series on books that I've read or am reading right now. One I'm in the middle of right now. Books that I believe all coaches, personal trainers, people in leadership should read. It's called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. He's written other books as well. About halfway through this one. It is awesome. It is so important because oftentimes when you're in a leadership position, you know that you're going to handle adversity, right? You know that adversity is going to happen. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be things in your path that are standing from where you are in the way of where you want to go. And the coach's job is to lead clients or players down a path towards success. And that involves many obstacles, whether literal or mental. There are so many things that we can encounter on a daily basis that can throw us off, that can interfere with our progress. And why I like this book is because Ryan really lays out a simple way. That doesn't mean simple, doesn't mean easy, but a simple way, using several examples from people from the past and people still in leadership roles to even, because this book was published about, say, 10 years ago now, still very relevant. And as Nick Saban has just announced retirement heading into this upcoming football season, but he mentions Nick Saban in one chapter. That's my favorite because Nick Saban, legendary Alabama football coach, always talking about the process. There's a process to everything. He always told his players, don't worry about winning championships right now. Just focus on the present moment. What matters is this practice. What can we do in this drill right here, right now? And that's how we tackle obstacles, is focus solely on the task at hand. So Ryan goes in depth about that over and over again. And I'm excited to check out his other books as well. So coaches, personal trainers, leaders, mentors, anybody, parents looking to be a positive influence in your kids' lives, you need to understand that there are going to be challenges. There's going to be obstacles in your path, and it's your job to set the example on how to deal with those in a responsible and mature way. It's all about being present in the present moment, managing your emotions, staying calm when trouble strikes. What does trouble look like? Trouble could be simple as somebody cuts you off in traffic and you're upset about it. But because you've taken time to invest in your fitness, you find that you're less irritable when things happen like that. You're able to stay calm under pressure because you've done difficult things up until that moment. And suddenly those little minor irritants, like waiting in line at Starbucks, or when the grocery store, if you're in the grocery store in the self-checkout line and it scans your bag of cherries twice, the store helper has to come over. All those minor irritants don't seem as big because you've tackled other obstacles in your path before. You've done hard things and you can get through any obstacle. I relate this to just in my own life now, going through an overuse injury in the upper body, taken months to heal. Healing is still ongoing. Over time, trying to get back into strength training, I was not able to lift weights for a long time, and coming back into it, you get clearance from your physical therapist. You want to get back in the gym. This is where I work. This is where I like to experiment with different exercise pairings to begin with. So naturally, I'm going to be trying all these things and trying to find the right rep scheme and the right exercises to hit my goals and to regain confidence and strength. And so you start with 2 sets of reps of 2 sets of rows, bench presses, shoulder presses, bicep curls, tricep extensions. You're hitting all all the muscle groups of your upper body. And then you try some squats and some deadlifts and some lunges, some RDLs. And so all of these different things play into a bigger, larger workout plan of a structured exercise. But within that, you start with 2 sets, and then the next week, see how you're feeling. Then you work up to 3. Maybe the next week you're feeling okay, so you try 4 sets, and you're just gradually increasing the reps and the weights, not obsessing over those numbers, but just using them as a benchmark, a guideline for how you're progressing and how you're feeling, and then being willing to make those adjustments as necessary. So when you're injured, it can be frustrating. If you're coaching a player who is injured, it can be super, super frustrating. Your heart just breaks for that player, right? If they're missing key moments in their season, and you just want them to get back to not only helping your team, but you care about their well-being as a player. Like, how is so-and-so doing, like, coping with all this? If they're watching their team on the sideline and they're wishing so badly, they want nothing more than to just be out there helping their team do good things. So that could be an obstacle, is not necessarily the opponent, but just injuries are just a part of it, unfortunately. A part of training hard and working hard, and you can take that and learn from it and practice patience. And your star player that might be hurt has to take on a different role, and that might be more supportive. And you as the coach can say, okay, how can I support my player who is supporting the other teammates? And as soon as they get back, that patience will be well worth it, because they've done a hard thing. They've conquered an obstacle. And then all of a sudden, progress, teamwork, cooperation, responsibility, all these values that you try to instill in your players and your clients, all these values that you hold dear to your heart, they come into play, and they merge, and you start to see these small gains, and you come back to the process of what it means to not only win, but just look at obstacles in a different way. It reframes your perspective. Everything starts to shift. So those are my thoughts on Ryan Holiday's book. I believe this was his first one. There's many more to come. I'm excited to check those out. The Obstacle is the Way. Ryan Holiday, good book. All coaches, you must read it. Coach Chris signing off. Have a good day. Peace.